Maung Zarni joins me live now from London to discuss this more. He's the co-founder of Forces of Renewal for Southeast Asia, a network of concerned scholars and activists. He also co-wrote a book on Myanmar's Rohingyas. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us on the program today. First off, I want to get some background information here because it's been a long and hard process to get this peace plan up and running, and implementing it has been another great factor that has completely failed.
You're absolutely correct. It isn't actually even a peace plan. It's the plan to put the building blocks for a durable peace for Myanmar. I'm Burmese myself, and we have been in the grip of the civil war for the last 60 years since the military came to power. Of course, a civil war that has been raging on for 60 plus years cannot be extinguished, in a year or two. But that said, there have to be cessation of hostilities, and particularly by the military junta, because it is the most powerful the party in multiple conflicts against essentially just about every single ethnic and national community in the country. And the Burmese junta has shown absolutely no willingness, let alone political will, to end the civil war in the country. That's why the ASEAN leaders are beginning to look at barring all representatives from Myanmar at different levels of ASEAN meeting.
So how much of the power that the junta currently has, how much of that power can we attribute to China?
It's not just simply China. The junta enjoys what you would call double veto protection. Russia and China have twice used their veto powers at the Security Council when it comes to any resolution about Myanmar. Even non-binding resolutions or statements, that use a very strong diplomatic language to condemn the Burmese military, have been rejected or blocked by both superpowers, Russia and China, and they're both also biggest or among the biggest suppliers of military hardware, arms essentially, and that there are others in the neighborhood that supply the Burmese junta with arms or allow them safe havens, for instance, like Singapore, another ASEAN member. So I think the Security Council is paralyzed by by this split between three Western liberal democratic governments, US, UK, and France on one hand, and then China and Russia on the other hand. Burmese military junta has in effect been used as the proxy by Russia and China. So it's a difficult situation in terms of the United Nations power. That's why ASEAN has been used, or basically the UN has outsourced the Burmese problem to Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and ASEAN itself is split among its 10 member states.
Right, and we're also seeing a power struggle between China and the U.S. here, because the U.S. is trying to back ASEAN and bring this peace process up and running. But as most other issues, the U.S. opposes China's stance and vice versa.
Yeah, I think the problem we have is that Burma is considered an integral strategic component of China's power projection worldwide. And China, from Beijing's perspective, China deserves to be at the center of the world order, and China is trying to essentially dislodge the United States from its commanding height, the leader of the post-World War to order.
Mhm.
And but to the United States, to its credit, it has been very supportive. But Burma is not important or strategic enough to Washington the way Taiwan has been deemed as strategic and important to Washington. And so
Right.
we are not getting any concrete support from the United States. And so in terms of Burmese democracy movement and the Burmese public in general, we are neither, U.S. The priority issue,
Mhm.
nor the proxy for any superpower. That's why we don't see the kind of support that Ukrainian people
Right.
have received, although both people are engaged in resistance against
Okay.
tyrannical.
All right, author and co-founder of Forces of Renewal for Southeast Asia, Maung Zarni. Thank you so much for joining us here on the NewsHour.